Obviously, I wanted to be #1 pick, but I went #2. So now I'm prepared to go to Utah and get to work.
There was some debate. Which of these two guys had the higher ceiling?
Dybantsa, 3 on the finish. #1 pick, A.J. Dybantsa. Shot clock at 4. Peterson has to hoist. Dybantsa against Peterson. That gets the crowd going. Dybantsa spins against him. Misses the shot though. Dybantsa finishes with 27 and a win for Washington.
He beat me 3 times previous. That was my first win. I was going to come out on top.
Good morning, happy Friday, and welcome to First Take. I'm Jess Sims. We got David Dennis Jr., Vince Goodwill. Wendy's going to be joining us a bit later. Y'all, we got to get right into it, though, because there's a lot to discuss. Already, it was a big night in the NBA as the top 2 picks, A.J. Dybantsa and Darren Peterson, faced off in the Summer League. Dybantsa led all scorers with 27 points and also added 7 rebounds in 26 minutes, leading the Wizards to a 92-88 win. Peterson also flashed his potential, finishing with 24 points, though he did also commit 8 turnovers in the loss. It was just in the second game of the Summer League history where the top 2 picks in the draft recorded dueling 20-point games. Now, Dybantsa didn't finish the game, guys, because of leg soreness, but he did say he was good and he will play in the Wizards' next game on Sunday. So, David, how much stock are you putting in Dybantsa's performance last night?
Yeah, I love what I saw from Dybantsa last night. Like, when y'all watch Summer League, sometimes the raw numbers, I'd pay a little bit less attention to that. Like, I think about Wemby struggling in his first game, Cooper Flagg struggling to shoot. Dybantsa didn't make a lot of jump shots, hardly any jump shots. What I saw from him was a guy who was really amped up for that game. Like, you can talk about how much Peterson wanted to play him. He was really on fire coming out the gate, but he was able to play within himself despite all of that. And there was a bounce pass he had in the first quarter. Like, this was a really poised, veteran-like performance in the first game of Summer League from him. And on top of that, nobody could stay in front of this dude at any point in that game. He looked pretty much unstoppable. The bag work is there. Even though he missed those jumpers, he got exactly to the spot that he wanted. But again, for me, it was about the fact that this was a high priority game. A lot of eyes were on it. People were expecting a duel, and I think he played really well and within the course of the game, which to me shows this guy, we already knew this, but it's more proof that he is basketball NBA ready.
I propose we get rid of the phrase bag work. I never want to hear that phrase ever again for the rest of my life.
He was in his bag. He was in the go yard, Vinny.
Okay.
Oh,
Yes, David was also the person yesterday that said the Washington Wizards were going to be top 6 in the Eastern Conference this year.
Hey, you never
You
know.
are excluded from basketball opinions for 24 hours, all right? Now, real talk. I did talk to a head coach yesterday, and I said, when you want to see your top players play in a Summer League game, like you said, playing with the numbers and everything else, what do you want to see? And this is what he told me. He said reads are the most important thing. How they see the game instinctively. Right decisions with the ball, movement off the ball, plus poise and communication. Check, 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 check. The thing for me with A.J. Dybantsa was very simple. He was able to play with contact, playing through contact. He had English around the rim. The reverse showed that he's able to use the rim as a shield. There's an adult-like approach to his game. There's a sophistication to his game, even though he has a lot of raw talent. And a lot of those fouls that weren't called are going to be called in the NBA, because in the NBA they call fouls, and in Summer League it's prison ball. So I am pleasantly surprised that with his frame, that he was able to play through contact, absorb it, go seek it out. He looks like a pro. He does not look like a college player who was just playing college basketball 3 or 4 months ago. He looks like he is ready to step on the floor and hopefully be able to play off of a guy like Trae Young, who's going to have the ball in his hands a lot more than he will to start off his rookie season.
How you gonna tell me no basketball opinion and then agree with everything I just said? What we saw?
No, what I said was I don't want to hear bag work.
Look.
I don't want to hear bag work from you or anybody.
Read my lips. He was in the go yard bag. The guy has just an array, an arsenal of getting to the spot that he needs to get to. That is, again, something that a lot of guys do not have coming into the league. And again, they could not stay in front of him. He's finding the open guy. This dude will fit so well in that Washington Wizards roster, even with Trae Young being a little ball dominant. AJ Dybantsa, he can play, it seems like, with a lot of different guys. I love what they're going to have there with that Washington squad. I do think that they are going to be that they are going to be a play-in, at the very least, team in the East. There's a little bit of modification. A play-in team in the East. East is very deep. Got a lot of players, a lot of movement in the offseason, as we know. But the fit there with Young, with Anthony Davis, of course, we got to have questions about the injuries and things like that. But this is a good team with a guy who can be a difference maker. What I saw last night is a guy that is not an if when we're talking about All-NBA. It is a win. At some point, this dude's going to be an All-NBA player.
It's one summer league game.
It is.
In July. I'm with you in general on how optimistic he looks. Like, sometimes these are lose-lose situations. If you play well, we say, oh, it's just summer league. If you play bad, we're like, man, this guy's not a pro. So there's not much upside there. The fact is that he belonged. He didn't look physically overwhelmed by the physicality. He looked like he was able to deliver some of the physicality. That's the most important thing to me. He looks like he belongs, and and David is right. He does have a handle. He can get to where he wants to get to on the floor, and he has touch around the rim. Those are things that most impress me.
So let's settle this. Y'all agree with each other. Okay, yes, and we also agree because he ties Blake Griffin's 2009 most points scored by a #1 draft pick, which is very, very promising, of course, since the Summer League debut, which started in 2004.
I would say we didn't agree with each other.
Okay, well now let's talk Peterson, y'all. So we talked and we mentioned about the turnovers he had. He had 8. He also committed 9 fouls. What concerns do you have from the overall pick, second pick, Vinny?
Not much, because you look at the turnovers, and he's had a lot of turnovers in the 3 games dating back to the Summer League and Salt Lake. I don't think he's going to be playing full-time point guard. I know he wants to play with the ball in his hands a lot more, and he will. But they have Keontae George, like, he's going to play with the ball in his hands. He's a guy who can play lead guard. You want him being in positions where he can make plays. He is a creative passer, but you want him being in a position to score. He's not a point guard. I know he likes to think and fancy himself as someone who can play point guard. He wants to play with the ball in his hands. But I think as he starts, when you're playing with Jaren Jackson Jr. and you're playing with Lauri Markkanen, you're playing with guys who are ready to play. This team, Utah, is not going to be ready to sit any longer. They've been tanking for the past couple of years. While you can be patient with him through some of those rookie mistakes, you want him in attack mode. I don't want him to feel like he has to be the main table setter and playmaker for a team while he's growing into his position.
Now, we have to welcome in the voice of reason amongst this group right here. Wendy, what are your thoughts on Peterson?
So I've been very, very impressed with him this week. I think he's absolutely got an incredible offensive skill set that I would not be surprised if either he or Dybantsa immediately start averaging over 20 in the NBA. And that's saying something considering they're both joining teams that have 2 All-Stars on them. And I still stand by that. What I'll say about Peterson, and I can go on and on about what he's done offensively, the Jazz, I think,